Hey, welcome to your Cancer horoscopes for the week of September 10th to September 16th. We continue to have no planets in Cancer. However, we do have Vespa moving into Cancer currently right now, which is an influence that is not necessarily bad for Cancers. In fact, the sign of Cancer and the influence of Vespa really do line up very well. They're very similar to each other. At the end of the week, we have Vespa moving into Cancer, ending the week in 0 degrees Cancer. Vespa is a very strong influence, but it is not an influence like the major planets. This is a minor planet, so it's a smaller planet. Has the influence, but it's not the bang of the heavy hitter planets, if that makes sense. Vespa is known as the fire that burns on the hearth. And the fire that burns on the hearth, to me, as well as most people, is that warm, comfy, secure place. You know, the place that every Cancer is looking for in their lives is that warm, comfy, secure place. I visualize that as laying on the floor in front of the fireplace when I was a kid at my grandmother's house, the place where I felt the most loved and secure, and feeling that sense of peace and security because I was there and sort of watching the fire. In fact, as a child, I was even sort of imagining that all the embers were like a little city, you know, with all the little windows, and you could see the light inside the windows. You know, it wasn't actually on fire, but I was visualizing this sort of place, right, where everybody was just like happy and secure within this space. And I don't remember ever having this vision outside of that one spot. And so I always felt that that's where I was the most comfortable. Focus is actually Cancer's focus is kind of in between focuses, but Vespa brings the focus on finances into the mix. And we're specifically talking about financial security here because Vespa is all about recreating that security for yourself, if that makes sense. So I feel for you guys this week, obviously the question of financial security does come up in some way. Either it's looking at the job that you have and realizing that there's no way it's going to make you the money you need to feel secure. It's quite possibly looking into various different options for work that are going to provide that. Also, in an uncomfortable way, it can sort of blow your perception of security right out of the water. So if you feel like you're in a place that is secure, all of a sudden it feels like it's not secure. I can think of my Cancer son who lives at home, and you know that is his secure place. You know, if something were to happen to where we all had to split right now, mom had to move to Tahiti for whatever reason, he's going to lose that security. So that's one of the ways that it may play out also. And the truth is that this happens because when you rely on other people for your security, you always wind up in a position of feeling insecure because you can't rely on other people to provide your security for you. Obviously, if you're a child, yes, it is your parents' responsibility to provide that for you. Once you become an adult, that's not necessarily the case. It's actually healthier for you to provide that for yourself. That way, there is less chance of it being ripped out from underneath you, if that makes sense. Finances are a big part of that. Nobody feels secure when they are broke. They have no money to pay their bills. They have no money to buy food. None of that feels secure. You need to be able to have what you need, and money is a huge part of that. I've talked to so many people who say they hate money, and I can see why. they hate money. But at the same time, hating money doesn't solve any problems either. In fact, you're pushing away something that you dislike, meaning that you're not getting what you need in order to provide that security in your life. So it's basically it's an emotional roller coaster that has no destination. It just keeps going back to the same place like roller coasters do. This week is all about stopping the roller coaster, or quite possibly giving the roller coaster a direction, making a plan and sticking to it. The more you are responsible for your own security, the more successful it is for you. Wow, I almost said a weird word there. The more successful it is for you, the more secure you feel. And honestly, nobody can provide that security but you, because everybody else is unreliable. Even my son who lives with me, if something were to happen to me tomorrow, everything would change for him because he's not responsible for his own security. It's not me abandoning him. It's him having to deal with the lessons in his life. And if that's his lesson, that's his lesson. I'm not exactly thrilled about possibly paying a part like that in that lesson. But you know, I signed a contract to be part of his lesson too. So everything happens for a reason. The point is that the universe is always there to provide that lesson for you. This week is a really good opportunity to make sure that that lesson is as smooth as possible for you, because that is really the only thing that you have control of in life. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. I would really appreciate that. If you are listening rather than viewing, that's ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. Also, you can always check out the heavymetalpsychic.com. You can book time on the website. You can check out the membership. There's all kinds of really cool stuff going on there, and there will be even more cool stuff going on there pretty soon. So you might as well get yourself acclimated to going and hanging out. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful week and make it a financially productive week. Get that security, guys. I will see you guys next week.